Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. We're here on the Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea map, and we're playing with seasons. We've just had a rather wonderful short break. We've done a little bit of surfing, a little bit of swimming. We even built a sandcastle, but now we need to head back and get on with our work. Grass, corn, corn, grass. Alright, we'll do it like that. We'll do 2 years of grass followed by 2 years of corn. That's going to be that rotation on there. I'm going to change this one around a little bit, and I'm going to do 2 years of grass to start with, because I'm planting... Well, the grass that is close by, we're not going to change that. So if I go back here to corn, like that, and I'll just leave it like that. That's going to be our rotation there. Grass, followed by 2 lots of corn, followed by grass. I'm then going to have another one back here, and this is going to be our grass fields, right? And it's literally just going to be grass the whole time. That's what I'm doing with that one. I'm doing a full grass rotation there, and we'll do another one, but I'm not quite sure what. So we want some fields planted with wheat and some fields planted with grass, just to start off with on our first year. And the rest of these, so... I'm not going to worry about planting any wheat at the moment, so it's only wheat and grass that we need to worry about the first year. We don't need to worry about any of the rest of it. That one over there is now stopped, so I'm actually going to go over to that one, and I'm just going to scoot around the field with it a little bit. We're going to see what we can do. I'm going to race over here and jump into you. You're already kind of deteriorating a little bit, aren't you? So if I start that one and lower it, like that, I'll finish this field off. We get all of the grass planted in this one. Then we'll go over to the John Deere and we'll carry on doing our ploughing around that big field over there. That one is going to be a wheat field. That big field over there, we'll do that one as wheat. And then we've got a few more fields of grass that we want to do. And we've also got to remember that some of the fields of grass are going to need to be done for corn later on. We're going to need to rotate that round and do corn. So let's bring you around like that. I've got there's some new mods that have been added in as well. It's the, was it the LS, is it the LS company mods? You know, there's like, there's quite a number of different things. They've got I had the Place Anywhere mod, but that's apparently built into this mod anyway, so I've now disabled the original Place Anywhere one, and we've just got this new one from the LS modding company. And then there's a couple of other bits as well that we can go and buy. There's a seed maker, and there are some other things. I'm not entirely sure what the other things are, and they're ones that I want to have a look at. So we'll take a look at those in a minute. As soon as I finish doing this field here, we're going to take a look at all of those nice shiny new bits that we've got. Let's whiz round here like this and get that one planted. So yeah, there's this field done now. And then the field next to us, field 3, which is going all the way round. That one, we're going to do that as a field of wheat. It's going to be our first cereal field, I think. So let's just stop you there a minute. And then we've got that field right there. And we've got the sort of the narrow field up above us up there. I'm thinking that narrow field we'll do as a permanent grass one, the same as this little one here and that one right there. Let's just stop that a minute and we will tab over. You're not going to do anything for a minute. You, I want you over here. So let's start you up. But before I go in and do that, let's go and have a look in here. We've got probably under miscellaneous, I would say. That's my guessing of where they are. So we've got greenhouses here. We've got loads of greenhouses and stuff like that, which I would like to get some greenhouses placed down somewhere, and we can start using those. We'll wait until we've got animals producing us manure and stuff before we start using some of these, purely because I think they are very cool and I'd like to do them. We've got various different signposts that we can use, solar panels, wind energy converters. I've got loads of stuff. Another greenhouse there. Right, well, the stuff that I was looking for is not in here. So where is it? It's not under is it under sheds? Oh! I forgot to activate it. My bad. Pretty sure I put it in here, but then I've forgotten to activate it. Large chicken coop. water pump. Unless it's somewhere else. I wouldn't have thought it'd be no, I've actually forgotten to activate it. So we'll look at that another time. I'm not going to do that now. Let's start with this one. Are you... Yes, you are creating fields. Okay, we'll carry on creating the field in here, and then this one is going to be planted with wheat, like I said, and then we've got to get some more crops planted as well. Now, wondering if I should risk planting the wheat today on the first day of spring, because I've now gone and changed it to 6 days rather than keeping it on 3 days. It may change the temperatures around a little bit, and it's certainly going to change the weather forecast and things like that. We're going to have some differences will have come up, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Watch what happens a little bit later on. At the moment, we've got $1.1 million left. Now, there's a few questions about why I started off with so much money last time. I thought I said, may not have said, like, I may have only said once, and then it kind of gets lost in the episode. We've got all this money. We started out with about $8 million because we are taking all the money that we got from the Ravenport series, and we're using that to go and start the next farm. We're not starting from scratch. We haven't like lost everything and started over. We've moved the money that we had on Ravenport, and we are continuing on the farming story with that. So we're carrying on and doing a load more stuff with that money. That's why we're going straight in with the big machinery and stuff like that. That's why I picked this map. There are a few people who said this map seems to be a little bit sparse on the ground. There's not very much around. I know that. That's why I picked it. It's so that we can go and create all of our own fields, and we can basically dictate how this map plays out, how we have things. We don't have to stick to all of the fields that we've got exactly as they are, because a lot of the tracks can just be ploughed over. So we can go and plough over a huge number of these tracks, and we can basically design this farm how we want. And a lot of the design is going to be based around having big fields. That's what I want on this one. It's big fields, big machinery. And we're not just doing arable, though. We are going to be doing cows and pigs as our main animals. And I want to do those very large scale as well. I want large scale cattle, large scale pigs, and large scale arable farming as well. So we got this bad boy racing up through here, busy turning all of these fields, all of this field, into brand shiny new fields. Fields that we're going to be planting lots and lots of crops on. Okay, I want to sort of head over that way. Yeah, I didn't really want to... Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay. I was trying to look at the actual machine as I went, and very nearly... You know what? I'm going to disable the allow create fields. I'm going to lift that one up like that, because I really don't want to go accidentally creating field in the wrong place. So we create the fields again. We'll lower you down. I'll whiz you over that bit. Right. That was very nearly a bit of a disaster. I don't want to go doing things like that. No disasters. Not this time, thank you. And we'll bring that one round like that. And we've just got this little bit here. The great thing about this great big disc plough that we've got is that it does a fantastic job of creating fields. Right, we can make a huge, great big field with this one in no time at all, and I really like that. Something that I genuinely appreciate about it. Now, just up above us, I'm wondering if maybe we shouldn't keep that little track that goes up across that field, and we should just plough the whole thing in and make that into one massive, great big field. We've got a little bit of grass here off to our side, and we've got this field here that we're going to plant with wheat. And then I'm thinking we've got another little field there the other side of the farm, which we could also go and do. So maybe we go round that side of the farm, we go and do something over there. And then we've got the great big field. And I'm actually thinking that we don't plant wheat in this field, we plant grass in this field, because we've got two separate rotations. One of them is permanent grass, which is going to be the smaller fields. The other one is grass first, but then we want to put corn in it second. So if we have the rotation following on here, where we put corn in this field for our second harvest. We do grass to start with, and we get a lot of grass in here. We could get a load of silage bales, we could get a load of hay made, and a whole load of stuff like that. Alright, I've had a little bit of a cough and cleared my throat. So yeah, we could get a load of hay, and possibly some silage bales done as well. That's going to sort of gear us up ready for starting with cows, and I was thinking it might be a good idea to start the cows in the second year. We don't start any animals in our first year. We just worry about doing the crops to start with. And then in our second year, that's when we start focusing on building up the animals. We've already got the pens. We've got cattle and pig pens in there that we can use. There are more pens. You know, we've got chickens and other such things that we can use as well if we want to. But I wasn't going to really do a lot with those. We did a massive lot of chickens in the last one. We know that chickens can be profitable. It's going to be interesting to see if chickens are as profitable using seasons. Seasons, obviously, it creates a much bigger challenge because of the long drawn-out year. Like, doing the arable crops definitely makes a big difference with doing arable crops. So, it's going to be an interesting experiment to sort of see how this plays out over the course of the first couple of years at least, just to sort of see what goes on with it. And once we've done each job, once our jobs get finished, I'm going to then, like, fast forward and skip through time as quickly as possible. As often as possible. So we'll just bring that one round there like that. And you are done. So, let's have a look a minute and stop the allow create field. So let's go into here. Zoom out a little bit. And I'm going to want grass like that. We've got, let's not put the grass in for a minute. Now, we own that bit up there. And we're looking out across at the moment at this one. It sort of loops down around. That's road that goes up there. So you've got a little small bit of field there. And we've also got a small bit of field here. So with it, that one's going to be grass permanent along with 1 and 2 over here. So we've got 3 permanent grass. This big loop here that runs all the way around. Let's go to growth a minute like this. So we've got that one. That one's ploughed. That bit all the way around there. That's all ploughed and done. Soil composition. Right. So we've got a little bit of fertilizer on field 1 over there. We haven't got fertilizer on. Why have we not got needs? Oh, it needs lime. Oh, it does have fertilizer. Got fertilizer on some of it, but not all of it. That one there is actually fertilized all the way up. But we do need lime on all of the, well, grass shouldn't need lime. So this one here, anyway, field 3 over here, we'll get that one planted, and we've got fertilizer in the planter, so that'll take care of that. We don't need to worry about lime if we're putting grass in here first year. Then this one up here, and I'm thinking about not worrying about that track that goes up across there. I'm thinking we could ignore that and turn this into a huge, great big field here. And that will be our main arable one. If we've got corn in here, our rotations for corn, if we look in here at our rotation planner, grass, 2 years of corn, followed by 2 years of grass. We've got rotation 3, grass on all small fields. And then the other one, the big field, if we put wheat in year 1, and then we've got oats, canola, barley, canola, and then back to wheat again. We get a good yield out of those. We get a good yield out of these, and then grass is 0.9 all the way through. I'm actually thinking, what happens if I do that? Oh, that stays on 0.9 anyway. So it doesn't really matter how many lots of grass I put in there, it'll just stay on it. Now, if I do that and lie it fallow 1 year, the grass does actually improve its yield. Lying fallow for 2 years does increase the first yield, but doesn't improve any more. So we might actually do that. Now, lying fallow in here, that's generally when you don't harvest anything is lying fallow, right? But it may not necessarily come out that way in the game. The game may decide that that works a little bit differently. Now, I would say lying fallow, you just don't do it. So we wouldn't harvest it at all. So I can do that, and then crop rotation starts over from the beginning after the last crop. Boxes with none are skipped for a shorter rotation. Now, you've got this one, and it automatically, like, places down onto the fields. It's a little... I'm not entirely sure if lying fallow with the grass is actually worth it. Because, I mean, you get there a tiny bit of a boost on that. If I put wheat in there, we get a boost on there anyway. If I just leave that as grass, it says 0.8... Not sugarcane, grass. It says 0. I think we'd be better off just leaving that as grass. Even though you do get a slightly reduced yield, I think overall it would be better to keep it as grass, and we would benefit from that. Now, the big field up here, that's the one that we're going to do for wheat, so I'm not going to plough that one yet. And we may just want to double check the trees on that one and see if there's any more trees that we want to remove. We're going to go over here to this little tiny field over here, and we're going to plough this one up next. That one is also going to be grass. And then once we've done that one, I'm not actually going to start working on that one just yet. And we ought to do this job properly. I'm thinking that we should do this job properly. We should cultivate after ploughing, because that's what you would do in real life. There's that tree there on that corner. I'm thinking I'm going to ignore that tree. We're going to leave that one where he is. So I'm just going to park that one there. And then I'm going to go to this one over here. Some people said they didn't like this tractor, and that I should not play with it at all in this series. It's stupid, it's overpowered, it's not right, it's not realistic, and so on and so forth. Actually, I think I had maybe 2 people say something along those lines. One of them was quite disgustingly offensive, and it got deleted because, well, if you can't say it's a kids channel, remember there are kids here as well, so if you want to be taken seriously, then don't use bad language. Anyway, we're using this tractor. We're using one tractor like this. This has been made especially by Patrio Gracemark, someone on the Discord server. He made this especially for us on the channel. We use it in the hang on, just bring that one over. We use it in when we're doing our live streams. We use this. This is Skittles, Sour Skittles, this one. This is actually a family of Skittles tractors now. He's gone through and he's modified quite a number of the, well, all the different voucher tractors. There is a version of each one. I don't think I've got them all active on this map. I've got this one here, though. It's hugely overpowered. This is 1,337 horsepower, this bad boy is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start that one working there, and I'm going to leave it. Now, we've got, if you see right down in the bottom right-hand corner, we've got this thing that's giving us 4-wheel drive. You can turn that on and off. I'm very sorry, but I don't actually know what mod that is. The problem I've got is that I do a live stream every 2 weeks with Farming Simulator. I do a live stream every week. Every Friday evening for me, I do a live stream. But every other week, I do a multiplayer Farming Simulator live stream. If you want details of it, go and join the Discord. You'll find it all on there. I don't really do very much for the live stream. Well, not preparation-wise, I don't have anything to do with it. That is managed by a couple of my administrators, Smoodalini and Jimmy J. They're the ones that decide what goes on with the with the live stream. They decide what happens with the live stream, who does what, where we go, what mods are used, what map is being used, all of that sort of stuff. They're the ones that set everything up. They make all the arrangements, they do it, and they get all the mods in. So that little thing there where we've got the ability to turn on and off 4-wheel drive is something to do with that. And I think if we dismiss the worker, we can switch. At the moment, it's got 2 little green things, and you've got a yellow thing. I think that means that 4-wheel drive is on and the diff lock is off. There is a diff lock option. We can turn a diff lock on if we want to. But I don't actually know what the controls are for it. But there is this mod, this 4-wheel drive mod, that's on here, and that's where it turned up from. So, unfortunately, I don't know what I don't have a link for it or anything like that. So, I mean, if you'd like to know what it is, then head to the Discord, and you'll be able to find out a bit more about that one. So, we're going to leave this tractor just going for a minute. He's getting a little bit confused doing his turnaround here, but I'm hoping when he gets over to the rest of the field, he's going to do a lot better. And I'm also hoping he's not going to drive into that pond. It'd be really bad if he drove into the pond. I don't think hired help drives into the pond. You over here. I'm just going to start this one up, and I tell you what, we'll take this one back to the yard, because we've got a big field to do in a minute. So if we drive this one back to the yard a minute, we'll get this one filled back up with fertilizer and with grass. So that one's ready to go. And then we'll come back out here. That one can be parked up next to the field. That one will be all ready and raring to go. And then we can go and get our plough over there, and we can plough up that small field. And then we're going to have a look at the big field, and we've got to decide whether or not we're actually going to do the big field there. Because I'm sort of thinking... Right, I don't want to do R just yet. I need to open that up before I can press R, don't I? Go like that. Right, there we go. Start the seeds in there. And then move on to the next one, like this. There. Start that one and get some fertilizer in here as well. Fill those up. I'm really hoping that I'm able to get round through those with bigger seed drills, because we have got some bigger seed drills as well that we're going to be using at some point. Helper C has completed their task. I very much doubt that somehow. So let's bring you over to there and park you up, and then let's get to the... See, these are parked up, they're ready and waiting. We're going to be using them. It has been pointed out that perhaps I bought too many big tractors, considering the size of the farm. You're probably right. I probably did buy too many tractors to start off with. However, hashtag sorry not sorry. I don't regret it, not even for a moment, and I'm telling you, I would do it again if I could. I don't have the money to go and buy that many, not anymore, but I definitely don't regret it. So bring you back over here, and we'll start over this side, because we've already got part of this field is cultivated in the middle, so it's not going to like that. So I'll bring you back over here, and we'll let the rest of the cultivating go on, and hopefully will work properly. Right, back to there, and press H. Because you gotta do the cultivating. You're supposed to cultivate after ploughing. So we at least want to give a nod in the direction of realism. I know that we're using this tractor, and some people don't like the fact this tractor is 1,300 horsepower. Some people have pointed out, this was discussed on the Discord as well, some people have pointed out that there are actually some experimental tractors in different places around the world that look like these, that have got some seriously advanced engines. And you are looking at 900 to 1,000 horsepower on these tractors, and among other things. And honestly, that sounded pretty good to me. That genuinely sounded pretty good to me. 1,000 horsepower tractor. Maybe more than that, some sort of experimental thing. I don't... Right, you're going the wrong way. Honestly, you're going the wrong way. You shouldn't be doing that. You should know better than that. We want to go this way. Yeah, I've got complete faith in your ability to screw things up, apparently. I'm going to bring you over there, like that. I'm going to overlap it slightly so that we go and get that little hook bit down the bottom end. Now, there is... I have been told, and I've been given links to it, apparently, but I've forgotten where I put the links, so I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment. But there is the AI vehicle extension is somewhere on GitHub. I'm going to try and find it before we start doing our harvests, because I'm hoping that we can have a combine that's going to roll around the edges of the fields here. That's something that I'd really like. Another thing that I want to do before we go any further, I want to go up through here. I got a load of Stevie mods in here, because we know that the Stevie ones, they go a lot faster than the standard ones, and also they've got massively increased capacity. So we could go with one of those. I'm not going to start with. I'm going to go with the Agco Ideal. Now, that one right there, I don't know why this one... Is this a Stevie one? Design, Fent, Global Positioning System, Engine Setup, Ideal 9T. Okay, I don't know why that one's... I don't know what's significant about that one. I'm going to go with this one here. We'll just go with the standard. We're not going to have the Global Positioning System on this one, because I'm hoping to have the AI vehicle extension. I don't know if there's any compatibility issues. Actually, I suppose we could, but 15 grand? We'll leave that one off for a minute. We'll see how we'll try and run this without it. So we've got the engine set up there. We can go up a bit for another 54,500. And we got Massey, we got Fent. Oh, we've literally got Massey or Fent. And the ideal 9T. So what about the 8T? Again, Massey or Fent. I think we'll stick the Massey decal on the side for this one. We'll go with the 9T like that. 519,500. This is going to be the only combine that we buy for now. Wait. I didn't mean to do that. We'll buy another one later. So we want to go like that. And I want to buy... We'll buy another one later if we find that we need it. But at the moment, we don't have the money for it. Right? But this is why I want to buy it now. Is because I want to make sure that I've got the combine in place before we actually get started. So I can go with the Agco there. The power flow is 12 meter. The Dynaflex there is a 12 meter as well. I don't know what the difference is between, except, well, the Dynaflex, basically, you've got a flexible table on the front, whereas this one is a rigid table on the front. That's kind of how those work. You've got the vary feed, and then we've got the drapers over here. I would actually rather run this with a draper. I'd rather have a draper. So I've got, in here, I've got a 45-foot draper by Stevie for the Agco right there, which we don't have over here. We've only got, so he's done a reskin and he's given us a draper. I think that the Dynaflex is also, I think that's like a draper type model, but that's only a 12 meter one, whereas these up this way, that one there, that's a 13.7 meter, so that goes quite a bit bigger. The thing with the Stevie ones is that they're modified to allow you to harvest at 13 miles an hour instead of 6. So the big difference between the two, which is why I'm kind of thinking that we don't want to be having the... Now, I don't know why those are there, but that's why I'm thinking that we'll go with just the standard ones to start with, and we won't use the Stevie ones. If enough people want me to use the Stevie ones later on, then we'll do it. But we're going to go with the case one. We'll go with the red one, I think. I suppose... Really, we ought to use the Agco stuff. I mean, if we got an Agco combine, and didn't we really ought to use the Agco header on that as well? Probably be a better idea. I know that those technically, the headers don't quite fit on them, do they? It is a lot easier to move them around. But you know what? Actually, now I've talked myself out of it. I'm going to go with that one. We'll go with the Dynaflex one. So it does actually allow flex. It allows the whole bed. It flexes, and that's like a good thing about it, is it does flex. So we'll put the Massey design on there, and we'll buy that one as well. So we'll go with that. Just for now, we'll see what this is like. Now, the only problem with that is that means that we're going to need a trailer to put with it. You carry on over there. You're doing great. And you're waiting. And then we've got this one over here. I got to get that onto a trailer. Now, the big problem with this map is stuff is delivered inside the shop. That is my only main concern, is stuff being delivered inside the shop. But what I'm thinking is if I move this bad boy out here like this, we might be able to do this. So I need to go back in there, and we've got to get a trailer to move this thing around on. And this is, I'm thinking this could be part of the challenge for us, is trying to move stuff around on a header trailer. I'm going to take the Massey Ferguson red on there to match the decal that we've got on the rest of our stuff. That's 9 grand for that one. There we go. That leaves us with $500,000. Hang on. Are we supposed to... I think we're supposed to have euros on this one. We'll leave it on here for now. We'll leave it like we got it now. Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode. So we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that... If you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like? And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.